Hello, everybody, and welcome to another conversation on the Musa podcast. Today I have Wana, Umosen. I call her woman. I don't know why I call her woman. I think she'll explain to me. And then, yeah, let's start from unite. What is unite?
Musa, what is unite? Is a call to action now?
Okay, I didn't even believe that at all.
But no.
Wait, is that your work, guys?
It's just that it was for a campaign.
Is it like your work, the UN guys?
I stopped hearing you.
Can you hear me?
You said what? Yeah, it's network. Don't worry, and I'm sure it's mine.
Okay. Oh, I'm saying like, was it like for your UN work, like the Unite stuff?
Yeah, but it was a campaign that they did before I even joined. So like when you come, they just give you like a lot of, t-shirts, books, mugs of the things that they've done before. So like everything we do, there are always all these advocacy materials.
So you're united. Okay. Bruh, where did I start? Okay, let's start from where. How is Abuja? How is Abuja? Dear
Abuja
Lagos
is
human being.
So what I usually say is that I have Lagos.
It's not okay, Wana. Like your lips. It's not okay.
Like, why are you on my matter this morning?
Sorry. Go ahead. Like I'm looking at you now directly. I'm like,
It's not like lip gloss that will keep on. It will now start dripping now. Like it's never okay. It's like it's like it's soft. Anyway, you're confusing those that are listening.
that's your business. Like description. She was literally, I don't know what you call lip balm. Is that it?
Yes.
She was literally with lip balm for like the entire time she started talking, just on her lips, rubbing it on her lips, and I'm like, bruh.
They were very dry.
Okay. Anyways, back to the matter.
Yeah. What did you ask? How is Abuja? Abuja is fine. I've always loved it. So
More than Lagos.
yeah.
More than Lagos.
Yes.
That's crazy. Why?
Because it suits
Don't
my
lie.
vibe.
Okay. This is a safe
It's
space.
suits my vibe. Like
Just
Lagos
to
is
tell you.
real home. I don't guess. What'd you say?
I think it's a safe space you can, discuss.
I know it's a safe space.
Uh-huh.
So the thing with my relationship with Lagos is like I just can't live there anymore. I grew up there, so it's like okay, yeah, been there, done that. It's like it's a lot of stress. I just knew after my first internship, I couldn't work there. The stress, commute, unless it's like remote, but still, Lagos has an energy where
It's not uniting.
I like it for the good parts. So like I can go there and visit. Like I went to Lagos last month. It was cute. So I was like, take me back home. Let me go back.
Abuja is now home. That's crazy.
That's now home. Oh.
That's crazy. That's mad.
They say home is where the heart is. So Lagos is like nostalgic. But yeah, I cannot
But
explain
your
it.
heart is in Abuja.
Yeah, it's calmer for me.
Okay. There are many dimensions of that, but I won't go into it. Anyway, so let's actually start like with trying to get to like know your story in the sense of like growing up, you as a kid, were you stubborn, you know, what kind of mannerism did you exhibit, especially like from primary school all the way to, did you go to KHMS or no? Yes.
No.
Okay. So yeah, let's start from like childhood.
My childhood was really fun. Oh, I won't lie. Like, I love my childhood because how did I grow up? I grew up in a neighborhood with a lot of children. My dad was a naval officer,
Mhm.
so we lived in, like a a a a quarters type of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but they call it. It's called Naval Dockyard in VI. It's still there.
It
Go
is in
there. Just
VI. Mm. Bougie.
Musa, not to call you. Let's not
Eh?
even enter your market. I said not to calling me. Anyway, but then there were like a lot of kids, all other officers' children. So we all went to. Most of us went to the same school. Then we'll come back and play. Then I
Mm.
had like older siblings. I have 5 older siblings.
Mm. How many are you guys?
So was 7.
Okay.
I have 5 older siblings. So it was fun. Like they were just it was just nice. Then siblings too take us out. We're
What's
just,
the gap
like
between
now that
you
everybody
and the firstborn?
ha, I don't even know how old the firstborn is,
What?
funny enough. But he
Okay,
should be
like
like he's like about 40, in his 40s.
40. Not like what? Like 17,
Let
17, 16 years.
me I don't know math, so but if you say it
Hey, hell
is,
no. Guy,
then
why you casting yourself? If I just say about that, like,
like
bruh.
how you expect me to do it. No, just do the math, then you're correct.
Okay.
Um so yeah, my family, this thing is like my dad was married to like a lady that gave birth to, obviously.
I didn't expect a guy.
He got married to someone, Sha, and then she gave birth to, you know, my 5 older siblings. Then she died.
Why are you referring to your mom
So
as
my dad
someone?
remarried.
Oh, it's not your mom?
No, it's not my mom.
Oh my god. Okay. Wait, sorry. Then
Yeah.
let's go back. I thought like you're actually like trying to make a joke out of it. Okay, wait. So your dad actually gave birth to somebody. No,
Yes,
I'm
someone.
sorry now. Like I honestly. Okay, again, your dad gave birth. Sorry, your dad married like another woman first. Gave birth to the first 5 siblings.
Hmm.
Okay, and then
And then she died.
okay. Then your dad remarried.
Do you get? So like
Okay.
after a few years or something, my dad found love again in my mother, and
Mm-hmm.
then she gave birth to me and my younger brother.
Ah. So
Hmm.
technically, like from your mom, it's like you and your younger brother.
Exactly, but I didn't actually know this until I was like maybe 9 years old. Like in my family, it's not that vibe of stepmom and like we're all together. Like I look like my older sister. You guess it's like it's not like we're all one, basically.
Mm-hmm. You guys look
That's
alike, Seth.
yeah, we do. And my sister even looks like my mom, so it's like okay, God's plan, I guess.
That's crazy. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that explains gap, like the major gap, like my firstborn being like in his 40s and stuff like that. It's not like my mom is like a baby making machine or something. I mean, no shade to those that have
You
given
just
birth.
sit there. You just sit there. We are 6. Same one.
I'm sorry.
Same one.
Ah. Anyway, no
Okay.
shade. I'm serious.
Yeah, after like you've done the damage, then you're saying no damage. Congrats. I heard that like your mom she used to sing. True or
Yeah,
false?
she.
What's the song? There's a particular song.
This is the part I don't like. But Kosaba be rare, Kosi. That's
That
the
was a
song.
popular song, though. Like a living
Yeah,
faith.
it was.
Even when I was small, I remember that song from like because I grew up in Borno, so like in Maiduguri. So I remember like we used to go to living faith still, like at that point with Bishop Abioye before he left. And they were still singing that song, and like with white hand glove, making us like do the whole
The
shenanigans.
choreography.
Just now,
Ah! So you did choreography.
I don't know if I did. I think I should have done because like my mom C was so backstory is when Bishop Abiy and my dad just interestingly told me this like this year I think or last year. I had a podcast with my dad. I'm obviously not gonna put it online, but like I had like a full session with Popsy, and he was telling me how like when they were growing up, when they were like starting a family and whatever, like Bishop Abiy had come to like Borno State to start a church, and essentially, how like like okay, you're not in Abuja then, but like in 2017, CCI was just starting. I was in ABJ then. CCI was starting, we're like in Sedi Plaza and whatnot, and like it was a very small community. But like with my mom, with Bishop Abiy, they were only like seven. Like they were the first seven guys, they were like meeting in like very small
Oh,
places, and they were, like growing together. And like so, by the time like the church was like fully established in Maiduguri, it's she was literally like deacon slash elder kind of thing, Bishop Abia even knows my language. Like, he knows how to like say certain things in my language. They're very close to Popsy or whatever. So yeah, like
oh, that
we're
was
those kind of
nice.
kids.
I didn't baby.
What? What did you say?
I said I didn't know you were a living faith baby.
Please don't say that.
No, because I am, but like on the end is like in the Canaan land, like with your mom and with Bishop Abiy. My own mom was with Bishop Oyedepo, and like we just
Hmm.
grew up in the church, in the whole system and everything. So
How did you avoid
hence
KHMS?
I didn't know you went to KHMS. Okay,
I
wait,
didn't
you're talking about
I didn't go to KHMS. I'm asking how did
okay,
you
you're talking about me.
yeah.
Ah, I don't know. I don't know actually. I think my parents were really particular about taking us to really good schools. So
Ah,
FA was
ah. Oh, true. You don't know how to stop, no? Just destroyed KHMS on the spot.
oh, God. Am I making a mistake by talking on this?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Um, well, I don't know how I avoided KHMS. I don't know, but yeah, thankfully we avoided it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know why my parents took us to.
so which primary school did you go to?
I went to Corona.
Like the
I don't
beer.
know if you know Corona.
I know the beer
Eh?
Corona. Like there's a beer that's called Corona.
It's like I don't know. Well, I don't think Abuja people will know Corona, but like Lagosians will know Corona. So they're like different branches. There's VI, Ikoyi, Lekki. At the time when I was in primary school, there was just VI, Ikoyi, and maybe Bagada. So yeah, it's popular in Lagos. It's like, and it has been there for years. Oh, Corona school. They have secondary school as well. Maybe this is like the 90s. So yeah.
Okay. And so you guys actually traveled from VI to go to Canaan land.
Yes, we traveled.
Like
We
that is
traveled. I've never.
respect to your mom.
We woke up 4:30 and before 4 o'clock.
The whole family.
Left the house by 5 to make it for. Okay, wait. I think in VI it was easier because we were closer to. But when we moved down, I think in VI, when we moved down, I think we said, okay, mom, bye. We didn't go
I don't
again.
follow
Even
her.
my dad. So
Mm.
the point because they opened a new branch close to us. So she's like, no, me, I must go to Canada. And they're like, okay, now, bye bye. So, but yeah, woke up 5 every morning, if not earlier, to go to
So
church.
can I assume that mom she's like pure stereotype of I have a living faith dad. Like I have a pure living faith dad. Like full bred in his blood. Can I assume the same of your mom? Like chop every morning. You can never miss a Wednesday service. Evangelism on Saturday. Am I getting them right? There are more, but this is the starter pack.
Okay, wait. Chop became compulsory at a point. Then it stopped being compulsory. But that Wednesday service, nobody could escape it. And WSF on Saturday, nobody could
Oh
escape
my God. Home
that
cell.
Saturday one. Like,
Home
this is
cell.
Saturday. We're supposed to be out and
It's not
about.
even that
And
it's Saturday. It's Saturday evening. It's like 5 p.m.
yeah,
on a Saturday.
like because it's 6. So wherever you're going, make sure you're coming back home before 5. Why? So yes, we had that life. But at least chop. There was a time that chop was compulsory, but it was just not working. It was just not working at a point. So only my parents that were good. Thankfully, I beg. I know that chop.
So,
Mm-mm.
I think job started probably 2015, 16, like the morning chop. Like it just is a very recent thing. And I can
Yeah.
remember so I finished FA, like we graduated now, from Fit Academy. And like I was at home. And Popsy, like so I took like a gap year, like 2017. And then so I was at home now. Like of course I don't have my own house. Where would I go? So Popsy was carrying us to like chop every day. Like one day I just told him, stop waking me up. Like literally, I was just like, I'm not going to chop with you again. Like I'm like, why am I having my holiday of a year and then you're
Oh my
here waking me up by 5 a.m.? Like what's the
God.
point?
Five, like most times we sleep by midnight, we sleep by 2, we sleep late. To come and be waking up by 5 a.m., it doesn't make any sense. I honestly don't know how we stopped going for that thing. Honestly, but ah, nah,
Senior sibling tax. Your senior siblings that like enforced to.
probably. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I can't
Okay.
remember.
Who are your friends growing up that you remember? Is anyone you're
Growing
still
up,
in
my
contact with? Like from primary school ish?
just just one person from primary school. Then, like, aside childhood friends, even childhood friends, like those of us that grew up in the same neighborhood, we don't really talk. We don't even talk again. But I feel like if we see, we see. Like, most of them are not active on social media, so it's not even a thing.
So why are
Like,
you?
why am I? For But I'm not even the most active person on social media. If you ask any of my friends, like they come to me and talk about like TikTok challenges, and I'm just like, okay. I don't know this.
Crazy.
Like it's giving grandmother vibes. But I think because of CU, we had to be on Instagram because there were no phones. So it's either Instagram, Snapchat. We use those apps a lot.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wait, this thing is telling me like 5 minutes left. I don't know why. That was weird. Because it's like an organizational. Anyways, if it does stop, like I'll send you a link. Most likely again. Okay. So basically, lost contact with childhood people. Went to Corona, and then like, why did you decide that? Yeah, FA. Well, now I know why you did, like why your parents are like FA, of course. And let me guess, your mother actually wanted Kinaland, but it's like no, Abuja was.
No, so funny story is that first of all, from primary school, like nobody. nobody from primary school even first of all knew FA. So
Mhm.
that was that. They're like, oh, 'cause everybody was talking about the secondary school they were going to, and like in Lagos. How do I make this contextual? For Abuja, I think like the secondary schools are like, Premier. I don't know those ones. I think
DNA,
AIS.
Cherryfield, yeah, Turkish.
Ehen. There's also this one that is close to me here, Fontage. So like people were
Jesus. Futa is just like hype with no quality. So sorry if I'm from Futa.
the people that are actually going there, and like they complain about their teachers a lot, and I'm like, this school that they have been talking about all over the place. So they're just collecting money and doing rubbish.
Do you understand?
Anyway, so yeah, like nobody. I mean, I even left in primary 5. I didn't do primary 6. So I was like, I was really sad. I didn't want to go. My sister, first of all, my older sister failed FA's common entrance on
Why are you
purpose. Like she
casting
goes,
her? You know, just say someone you know. Oh my god, Wana. Jesus Christ. I hope you don't have
wait,
any of my secrets. I hope you
who
don't
is
have
going?
any.
Who is going to go and beat her now that she's married?
Eh? No, like
Like,
nobody, but it's like like it just comes out. But it's, like I get. But what's the gap between you and your older sister? That particular one, like age gap.
I think 8 years.
That means it's Kenaland for sure. Like she tried to go to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she went to another school. But yeah, we're supposed to do. I wrote my common entrance in Canaan land. But when the results came out, you write first choice and second choice.
Yeah.
When the results came out, they put me in Goshen. They said Canaan land was, and I was like, okay now. Like I didn't know what to expect. So, but my dad was in Abuja. My dad worked in Abuja
Okay.
at the time, but he was retiring like soon. I think after my JS 1 or 2. So the plan was like, okay, I'll go and do JS 1 in Goshen, and then JS 2 I'll come back to Canaan land.
Well,
So,
that didn't work out.
well, so yes, now that's how I got to FE. I think, yeah, I got FE. My dad retired after my JS 1, and I stayed back.
Okay. So who were the first in the Canaan land? Where did you do your interview, in Canaan land or in Goshen?
I did my interview in Goshen.
Who are the guys you remember? If you remember anybody like from the interview?
Uzo, Obina. So it's like they did it according to names.
Ume.
So our son
Wayek arrangement.
exactly. So our surnames that had, they started from O, I think, because I remember Ife Oyinlola being there. So yeah, when we now came to school, we now met each other. I know Amarachi was like one of my first friends. Deborah Wabara as well, before she left. So yeah.
Okay. In our conversation with Uzo, the one that you were like, oh, 4 hours, like I don't even know which particular one because we were okay that it was around 4 hours conversation. When he was like in that particular, she said exactly the same news that you stated. It's crazy how you guys like remember so much. Like I don't think I remember anybody that was in my own. Okay, I never wanted to come to FA, but okay, so you enter just one first impressions. Wait, what was your expectation first of all?
I didn't have my expectations. I think I was just trying to know how to survive in boarding school. It wasn't even about it being FA, it was just about it being boarding school. Because so my other siblings had gone, they would come back with gist. So like I think in primary 4, I was already trying to learn how to wash my own clothes, at least wash my socks, bath with cold water. I did all of that in like primary 4 because I knew that after primary 5, I was going to, enter boarding school. So I think those were my own expectations, like how to survive.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. I know I was homesick sometimes, but the homesickness wasn't as bad as like there are some people. I don't know how it was for you coming in. Did you do boarding school in just one,
No.
or it was day?
Yeah. Well, like just first time and second time I was actually still in Madrid, but third time I did like Quarimpa, like a time in like a school in Quarimpa,
Okay.
day school.
Oh, okay. So like for me, yeah, I was homesick sometimes, but like it was okay. I think first impression is like we just came to school. I mean, my mindset was to come and survive in boarding school, and then you now realize that this is a school with other people. So there's going to be like drama. There's going to be like gist. There's going to be like all those kind of things, and so just like okay. So this is how things are. Like my first day in school, I'll never forget. I was in. Okay, I think this is now that we've got into FA. This is the time where I stop mentioning names. But
Uh-uh.
like I was in.
Like, bro, when we actually get to the part where you should mention this, you're not saying
No,
no. I'm
I
not gonna
protect people's like because a lot of people we all
okay,
made
this is what I always do.
mistakes.
Like, just so that I have context, type the names in the chat. Don't say it. Type the names in the chat and say X, just so that I will keep it discreet.
Okay, it's not even about anything bad. Though. It's just like I don't know if I'm just a random person hearing my name on a podcast, I'll be like, I feel weird. So I feel like people just don't want to remember. A lot of people don't want to remember FA. So I just want to respect that. But basically, my first, I was in obviously greenhouse. So like my first room, my roommate's friends now came. So she was in, another, the set above us. And all of them were like, oh, you're my school daughter. Oh, you're my school daughter. And I'm like, okay. Me, I don't even know. I don't know if I knew what school that I was. I was like, okay, no wahala now. I was like, wait,
Who was
where
the
will they
person?
go? um,
Oh, okay. Okay. So
yeah,
she was the one that said, like, your roommate said, like, school daughter.
yeah. No, I think the three of them were there, and then they were just all. I mean, I didn't even know what that was. I think maybe my sister mentioned this, but I don't know.
Well, was
I
that
can't even
really a
remember.
thing
But I
in
was like,
FA? Like, all
okay,
the school
cute.
daughter, school son. Was it a thing?
Ah, it was at the like it was a thing in junior class. But I think when we just got older, it was just a thing. Like in FA, people used to say all those things. Like they could make a name for whatever. Oh, my sidey. Oh, my bunky. So like someone is sitting down beside you in class,
Yeah, I
then the
think
name
girls
was
were the ones that. No offense.
wasn't even girls, because I feel like the first set
A
used to
guy
be
that
that
says
thing.
bonky.
But
Ah,
a friendship or to just form a thing. I don't know. Well, yeah, it was girls that used to initiate it. And then the
okay.
boys would just follow along, I think.
Mm, okay.
So
So
yeah.
you consented to being a school daughter. And how was the experience like for like I think every
It,
inside hostel and outside hostel, like what were like the experience, especially like from just one? Because I heard that they did mad stuff to you guys in just one.
eh, I don't know. They
Boys,
did
sha,
stuff.
like I didn't know about babes.
No, but I think there was one general punishment like this that all the seniors just came and were vexing one kind vex. Then everybody was doing like series of different punishments. If you ride bike for
Different
30 minutes,
sets.
pick pin. I don't know what it was. Whether matron shouted at them, I was just like, I beg.
Is it
But I
first
think that
set?
was the only, yeah, first set.
Okay.
They punished the whole hostel. I think that's the only thing I really remember. If it was other things of the like brutality and suffering, it was probably from matron herself. And that was when we were even in senior class. Matron was just, I don't know whether it was menopause or something, but she was a lot when we became seniors. Like, she just used to invent.
I have two incidents in my head. One that was quite, there was a time. This is one, sure. There was a time that, like, God, there's one guy that flogged you. I was like, is he hit? Like, so you remember in our SS1 class? I think you and Joanna were running from one teacher like that. I don't know where was it. I don't know what you guys did. I don't know what the man. I don't know what happened.
Mega,
What trans?
mega man. That's his name. Wherever
Okay.
you are, bro, I get you for mind. No, I don't actually. But I hated him. Like, he was so unnecessary and he was brutal. Let me tell you what
Nah, it was
happened.
too
I
much. It was too much.
I
I was scared. I was like, Jesus Christ. Because you're fair. I was like, this girl will have lasting marks. Like and it was not only you, it was you and Joanna. I was like, Jesus.
yeah, it was only Joanna and Joanne. So what happened? See, it was from us being troublesome. I won't even lie. But the guy was unnecessary.
What did you do?
And during night prep, like night prep is like an hour, 30 minutes. Maybe let's say, I don't know how it was. Will we say 7:30 to 9? So by that, let's just say it was 7:30 to 9. So yes, between the hours, that's when those on duty will enforce their laws now. But close to end of prep, everybody is loosening up. Everybody has started gisting again and making noise again. And this guy just appears at our class. I think first of all, he's asking which row is sweeping.
Why are you laughing?
because because we hated him so much and we didn't like how he looked. So like he came to the class and I don't know who made the joke, whether it was me or somebody else in that corner. Wisha said something. He didn't hear it, but everybody started laughing. Like just like few of us. And then he called us out to kneel down outside. And we're like, bro, like they're about to ring this bell for prep. We said, if they ring this bell, we're leaving this place. And he left us there. He went. This was like maybe 5 minutes before end of prep. So he actually expected us to be kneeling down there till whenever he returns. That was obviously part of the punishment. But we said, I beg. We stood up and we left.
Yeah,
Unfortunately
you
for
will
us,
have just waited, man. In
unfortunately
hindsight.
for us, we started doing that. What's it called? Night devotion in the hall.
Uh,
So he came to look for us. We already gisting like our friends, like, this guy, he did this. We left him. He's mad. Da 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 da. Just for them to say, oh my, this guy is coming. We now crawled under the seat.
under the seat.
We crawled under the seat and Sha ran out of the hall because he was actually looking for us with his skin. We ran out of the hall. We thought we escaped that one now.
We were in
This guy
SS1
came.
then, no?
Yeah, we're
Like,
in
is it
SS1.
MPH or which hall?
Yeah, multi-purpose
Okay.
hall. They were doing
Okay,
night
okay.
devotion.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we ran, and then the next morning he came to the class again. We're like, this guy mean also, like, forget about this thing now. So that was what actually happened. We provoked him. I agree, but you shouldn't be flogging anybody the way, like, he punished us. He first of all flogged. No, see us. I don't even know where we thought
No,
we
you
were
guys
running
actually
to or
ran
how we thought we
again.
could hide because he came. Eh?
Like, you guys. So the thing for me was like, at the point I was just like, you guys should just actually surrender and like
Yeah.
take it. But I don't know what kind of inspirations you're getting. You're just
I
like
think
running all the
we're
time.
I think it was just fun to run away as far as we could or whatever. But I think when he came in the morning again, I was like, okay, is this done? Breakfast time, he came back, and flogged us and told us to go and carry CPU from from class block to admin block or something. I don't know. After that, I don't remember the cane. I just remember the running part. I don't remember how he flogged us.
Yeah, I
I
mean, I
don't remember
remember how he flogged you guys, man. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I actually don't.
This is not like, like there's a way that teachers flog guys and there's a way that teachers flog guys. They don't flog the same. And like he was flogging you like he was flogging his mates. I'm not talking like a guy. Like he was flogging his mates.
No, I think maybe it's because we already knew it was over for us. Like at any point that this guy catches us, your own is, or you're like, we knew that it was over for us. So I was ready for whatever. Even when everybody was asking what happened, I could never answer because I said, don't worry. We should have just knelt down yesterday. I don't remember any like brutal. Apart from that one, I remember Mr. Tosin's on one time. That one because he left a scar on my back and it was a whole thing when I went home.
That just too.
It was a whole thing. Like my mother was not even having it. She was not having it at all. So I think that's one thing that I would say I remember. But besides that, if it's not matron, but from seniors, no. I always escaped seniors' road, so I don't know. Because I always had somebody that I could run, maybe hide with one senior, or maybe, especially when we're doing all those sanitation, that maybe we were in SS1 and then SS2s were the prefects and then SS3s were minding their business with WAEC. So SS2s are now trying to enforce, hey, SS1 go and do. I'll just say, seniors, this person is calling me. And I'll run away. So, yeah.
Okay. What happened? Wait, what class were you in? Like when Mr. Toshin flogged you? Because it has to be like SS1 mark. I think he left after the first set. Like, what was that the just two? Like, like in just two basic science now, it was like the test that we're having. I hated that thing, Jesus Christ. Like the test that we're having that he was flogging us for. Or is it like
True.
choir related?
That thing was every week. That his flogging was every week because I don't know if I ever got. Because it's like either you get 10 over 10 or you're going 10. And
Yes,
I think
no.
apart from 1 week like this where I didn't, and like most people did, I don't even know how God helps me with that test. But yeah, I actually remember that now that you're saying it. So every starting to flog on your what's it called? This place. Your fingers, the front. Why? But that one was different. It wasn't even choir related. It was something it wasn't basic science. I think it was because of choir, like we're always kind of around Mr. Tosin somehow. And I think we were in the studio or something was happening that maybe he put us in charge of something that went south. And he flogged me and Mary on our backs. It was not funny. There was also another time too that Mr. Tosin was giving slapping people that my earring fell off.
Jesus. That's deaf. That was a slap.
Yeah, that was actually like my earring fell off. But that one, the one that he left his car, I can't remember what it was, but I know that it had to do with like it was something more personal. It wasn't like a general thing, but I know it was me and Mary. And me and Mary were always around Mr. Toast in that period. And when I go home, like my sister saw my back. And funny enough, Mr. Tosin went to see you. My sister knew him.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew each other like maybe he was a set above her or something. So like she was really mad, like she was angry because she was looking at it like, my mates or
Mhm.
like my someone like this can do this to you, like why? She wasn't even having it. She wasn't having my other sister too took the aggression. My mom was not. My mom was angry. She said, "I'm coming to that school," but she didn't. I was like, "Don't worry." All the way from Lagos, where you won't come to? But yeah, that was it. Though. I remember that scar. I won't forget. Thankfully, it has gone.
If
Thankfully, it
it's
has.
still there, is that not a problem? Like, what do you mean? Like,
Have their Mr. Tosin scars. Oh, if you
on their
ask around,
body.
they have their scars. Don't worry. Don't worry.
But first of all, like, it was actually, I don't know, like, people that, I don't know why people, well, personal choice, I guess. Like, there are just some places that I knew that, like, why would I go near, like, why would I go near fire? Do you understand? Like, when I know that, like, there's a fire burning, like, why would I want to, like, going to choir, going to technical unit or like studio, like, those kind of places,
No,
you
but
won't find
technical
me.
unit, it was
Studio
somehow.
was worse than
It was,
choir.
yes, studio was worse than choir because, like, I don't. The punishments were very general. Oh, if you come late, maybe crawl to the rehearsal place. Or, but I know that he used to drum on instrumentalists' heads, and I'm like, why, why is this happening? Like, this is bad. It's not fair. God, but see, ba, I don't know. I don't know how it was for a lot of people. Like for you now, you had no business being in choir. You had no business being in. Maybe you could be in technical uni, but you just chose to. And I think
Nonsense.
maybe coming in just one, like some of us had that. I don't know. But I met like me and Mr. Tosin became guys because I joined choir in just one. So I think if you're in choir, I don't know. I honestly don't know why people were close to him. I don't know why I was,
You inquire now.
but I think it was because of choir, Sha. I mean, Satoshi used to give this. Like then, people used to be close to him. Like I used to see people come around him a lot because he was kind of this spiritual father in quotes, where
You know,
they'll
I
come and be
always
telling
hated
him.
that word, like father, papa, daddy, mama, mommy. Like those words don't sit well. Like since Effie, I was like, why? Like why do I call someone like papa, daddy, mama? Like, oh my god. Like up to today, like I cringe, man, when I hear those words. I'm like,
No, but spiritual father, like it's like calling it a thing than calling him a father now. Like if you're saying like that, I was like, if you're calling Mr. Tosin like, oh daddy, then that's weird. But like if it's like a thing, it's like a thing where you look up to him like somebody that can be like his spiritual guide.
no,
Uh-huh.
I get the idea of it. It's just the nomenclature decided upon that particular idea. That's a bit I have my
It's a
reservations
Nigerian
around.
thing, I feel.
Mm.
And it's weird. It's actually
Especially like as
weird.
a living faith member, or at least as when I was a living faith member, like, oh Jesus, those things go around. I, Sha, let me
Yeah.
keep quiet before what do you say? Okay, so one almost saying just one. Apparently, you did not suffer in just one. Good for you. Just two. How was it for
Wait,
you?
I have a moment of suffering in just one. They tried to frame me, innocent me. I think people were just somebody, let me not say people. Somebody was just sad that this girl, you don't have any problems in life. Let me put one upon you. Because I remember in just one, I'll never forget this first term. They have started calling me for suspension. Why? I was literally on my own. And then I think all of a sudden, so like I was in just one A, and everybody used to play with each other. But there was a guy
What?
that was sitting behind me.
What?
No, like Musa, see, you need to give your life to Christ because I don't understand what
No,
you
like,
mean.
bruh,
I
calm down now. Like, oh God. I'm like, I'm making this sound worse.
say what?
Okay.
What do, what do you mean by
Sorry,
what?
sorry, sorry, sorry. Sorry, go ahead. Now you're making it look like another thing entirely. Like, I actually wanted to hear properly because I heard, like, first of all, the first thing I heard where you said, like, somebody wanted to frame you. Then the next sentence you heard, I heard Ibukun. I was like, Ibukun. And then you said, like, we all used to play together. I was like, wait, what?
Okay, I'm sorry. Forgive me, please.
Yeah, it's fine.
Forgive me.
It's fine. I'm not vexing.
So like we were in Japan and we as kids we were, just playing around. And then there was somebody that used to sit down behind me. We used to play and joke and laugh. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing that they are finding love letters inside my now just think about this like as a just one person when Unko has already announced maybe he has suspended some people. They're finding love letters inside my locker between me and the person behind me. I'm like, what do you people mean? Please move one side. Until it became a whole thing. It became like, because I actually saw it and I'm like, this person
You
actually
saw
trying
the
to forge my
letters.
handwriting or forge her hand. I saw it and I was like, what is this? I threw it away. And so like I thought it was from him, but I didn't think it was anything until it now became a thing and like people were saying that, oh, whether he found it in his locker as well. It became a whole case, and Unko was calling me and threatening me that I should confess. I say, I don't understand what happened. I don't understand what is going on. Like, it became a whole thing. Like, I really thought I was going to get suspended for something I did not do. I was now scared, walking on eggshells. I was like, what's going on? Like, who is this person doing this thing? And then it just died down. Like, me and my roommates, I remember we used to pray
The
in
same
the
person.
morning. Eh?
The same person.
What you say?
Like the same person, the same roommate.
Dude, no. Okay, wait. I think this was just one second term. Because
Okay.
yeah, this was just one second term, not first term.
Okay.
Because I know that we were different. We were all mates in that room. All of us were in just one. And I was just like, why this? But like it died down. But I know that there was a whole period. I think that's even I don't know. And everybody now started suspecting that we loved each other. I'm like, what's the meaning of this? Like, I don't know. I just remember that thing randomly, and I'm like, why would somebody do that? We're literally just one. I could have been suspended for something I didn't do. That was brutal. It can be psychological too. It doesn't have to be physical.
That was not uniting at all. Um. Okay. Did you later find like who did it or no?
No, but I suspected someone. But that was just it. It was just a suspect.
Why were you
And that was
suspecting that particular person?
I cannot remember why I was suspecting the person, honestly, but I know that there was somebody that I was suspecting. And then me and the guy also like completely stopped talking to each other. I think he left the school in just two or so. Because it was just weird, like I don't know. But I suspected someone. I can't remember who the person is in my head though. But I know that there was somebody that I suspected.
Mad. Okay. Do you ever feel like, I mean, first of all, are you conscious of the fact that you're a fine babe? Let's establish that first. Are you conscious of that reality?
I
Oh,
am.
yeah. Okay. So, like, did you ever feel like it was targeted against you in that regard?
It could be like it could be different things. It could be that maybe. Yeah, I think so. I think it was just like
Jealousy.
yes. Because why else? or just pure wickedness born out of jealousy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Just to like we had a huge influx. Like a lot of guys actually enter in just. I mean, myself, I entered in just too. But I'm just remember like how a lot of people actually like joined in just two. Like some random names. I'm like, oh yeah, and I just I joined. Now I'm like, I think it'd be with
You
you.
too.
Yes, no. Did you see me in just one? Just two, yeah. So what memories do you have like of just two, if you have any?
The memories I have of GS2 was that there was there was a lot of tea like in school, because like you guys came in GS2, then those other guys came in SS1. So it's like,
Yeah,
who are the fine boys, who are the fine girls, like a lot of like coupling up already. It was just funny, but like in general, I think GS2 was a very good, because I loved my class. Shout out to all GS2D members. GS2D was where the shit was happening. Ask
yeah. You
anybody.
guys, your corridor. No, I remember I was in 2B, like so we're not far from you guys. Like you guys were in the secrets, like not secret because you're exposed to like where they used to like fetch tap, but like you guys had
Yeah,
your own corridor that except you're
exactly.
coming from basement or from the other like or the SS1 because SS1s I think them Chibike Ayim's class was the art class was there, I think, for their set. So you guys had your own section
Yeah.
and it was always crowded, like break time every single time. Even as a new student, I'm like, the hell is happening, man? Like with these three
I
classes.
wasn't surprised you remember, because all I remember was just 2D just being a very nice class. Like they just handpicked all of us. It was too nice. We had fun. We had characters. Like we didn't even need to go out of the class. And I think it was just was an interesting class because that was the first time we like they shuffled us. So like coming from GS1, we just landed and we had our classmates. Then when I
Mm.
realized that GS2, like this person that is you're probably crushing on could be in your class. You get
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. Because like GS2 was just a year with a lot of sauce, I think.
You want to talk about the source?
I don't even think I remember the sources, but I know like there were a lot of there were like relationships now. Was it in just
Situationships, bro.
relationships or situationships? Was it just two? Yeah, I think it was just two now that Mr. Tosa was now trying to break everybody up. Like, Baba, who sent you? Ah,
Oh my god. I think
but
like the when I say one thing that I've come to the conclusion of that like even like for us, like the initial guys I went to FL, so like first set, second set, third set ish, when we had like full blown Evans, Mr. Evans, Mr. Tosin, Mr. Dixon, like they were full in their shining armor, like or like hot, like peak Mr. Evans, peak Mr. Tosin, like peak Mr. Dixon. Like we saw them all. I think
mm,
like those five, like and those kind of personalities are three very different kinds of people, and everybody's like okay, and everybody's like really trying to enforce their own worldview on you. And I think like it was a hit or miss. So like a lot of guys now I see them, they're like, like oh pastors, oh like like core spiritual guys, very connected to Jesus Christ. And then they're the miss guys that are like, oh boy, like
mm. On the
completely
other,
missed. Yeah, 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 completely missed. Um s- so those, I don't know, like those just experience. I think like just 3, yes. Because I think like just 3 was when Mr. Evans like was it just 3 as well? I think it was just 3 when Mr. Evans was like VP Acad. When they promoted him to VP Acad, obviously like the lives of boys changed in that school, thank God. But like I think just 3 SS1 was like the peak periods whereby like these 3 people, like Jesus Christ, like you knew them from their shadows. Like literally. Um,
Actually, they were like entities, and then everybody now kind of had their own cohorts. Like, oh, these are Mr. Evans guys. These are Mr. Tosin guys, the choir instrumentalist, studio guys,
yeah.
or some people that just want to be close to him, and those were the spiritual ones. Then Mr. Dixon, I don't know who was Mr. Dixon, but I think most of the seniors, because Mr. Dixon was like a photography teacher or
Olive
something. Then,
media. So me, I
but,
was in Olive media
but
all my life.
I
So like,
actually wish I joined Olive Media. Thinking about it now, I wish I
why?
joined. It's like it's more of me
Oh,
because like that's the work I'm doing now. But although choir was very necessary, but like I like choir, but I left choir after Mr. Tosin left because it just wasn't the same. So what I'm saying is that I should have joined Olive Media. I tried to join one time, but I think I don't know. I don't know what happened. I think I joined after I left choir. But yeah, I beg.
well, it was. I think what was it? I think it was called Testimony because the first people, like I remember, it was Obla and Chibike that was like that were the head and the assistant. I think for the entire just two, just three, I think they were the same guys. And like honestly, like Obla and Chibike were like good leaders. They were very chill guys. Well, chill
Mhm.
to chill to me. I don't know. Obla I know he's like a chill person, but like Chibike has stories. Depending on who you ask. So I always, we always used to work out with Mr. Dixon, like the whole, like decorating the hall, like painting, cutting. And so, like, you see Mr. Dixon, like, as a human being, in quotes, like very calm, like him laughing with you, like daddy jokes that are not funny, all those kind of things. And he just like, I was just like, oh, so this is you. Why call the forward guy? Hey, bro, why the forward
So
guy?
you.
Yes, like I honestly like felt privileged like in those moments where like it's only like, oh, Sunday afternoon, um after breakfast we're still in our white, me, Chibike, Mr. Dixon, and like other members, like just like five of us perhaps, because I was very dedicated for some reason. I don't know why. I think I was just like filling up space, but like I was very dedicated, like, and like I really enjoyed it from a curious and experimental position. I don't think I was like an artist per se, um, but like doing those kind of things, like committing myself so much in those aspects, allowed me like to like see the man. And Mr. Evans, it was like I had no choice because like in just two, he was literally the dom beside me. Like so, we're dom five. He was in the first dom, then our dom, like in our wing in just two. So like we're close from day one. I don't think I could avoid that guy. And that's why like I think it was inevitable that I was like a Mr. Evans guy. Last.
Hmm, that's interesting. I don't really remember Mr. Dixon. I didn't have any encounter with him at any point in time. Maybe times, but I don't remember who he was.
You don't remember who he
Yeah.
was.
I mean like his personality, like
Okay, okay,
apart
okay,
from
okay. Okay.
to come and teach us Steve songs,
Oh,
um
and take a long time. Yeah. Like those were standard.
uh, he used to take time in service.
Are you kidding me? Mr. Dixon will
Wait.
pray for like he will preach over time, like 20 minutes past, like sir. You don't
And he
have
was
watch.
he boring?
Oh my chim, oh chim.
I think
So
I
I,
remember something like that actually.
yeah. So he's like a proper, will I say like he's a proper father figure in the sense of like, like the way that parents think and whatever, like very mature, too mature, I think, self to be. Well, that's a good balance because like we have in Mr. Tosin, in Mr. Dixon, and in Mr. Evans. I think like they balance the skills across. Mr. Dixon preaching, Jesus Christ.
Hmm. Omo.
Okay. But like for Mr. Dixon's preaching, I think Mr. Tosin compensated for it because every time Mr. Tosin was preaching, everyone was like, Like yes, like taking notes are like very hyped up. He was a good preacher. Like, I don't lie. Like he knows his stuff.
I think I remember Mr. Dixon also checking for notes. At every point in time, they started this whole marking of notes when we're coming from Goshen. If your notes is not
Okay,
full,
okay.
see, but those methods of, like, I feel like that's why a lot of people don't even know what Christianity is, because of those experiences. Because
What was Christianity, Wana?
okay, I'll copy the notes, but do I even know what is inside? When my friend or Musa that is, I'll just go and copy and we'll pass. It was just so weird, I beg.
What was
But I think
Christianity, Wana?
maybe I would just, what did you say?
What was Christianity, Wana Umosen?
Ah.
No, now you bring her up now. People don't even know what Christianity is.
No, but what I'm just trying to say, I don't know if I can answer that question properly right now, but I would just say
You feel like
it
what?
is
Sorry,
more.
what did you say?
I said I don't know if I can answer that question properly right now, but I would
Okay.
just say that there was just a lot of performative religious things around it,
Mm,
like, oh, if you're not doing, you are not this, if you are not doing this, you are not this. They did not
yeah.
preach to us Jesus that actually came to save us. That's just what I feel. It was just all, okay, I seeing this person sits in front and the person is standing up to pray. Okay, the person is a Christian and the person is close to God. And they also made us think, they put that like, oh, how can you be doing this and you're a Christian? Meanwhile, everybody is struggling. You with myself that you're punishing us. You have your own issue that Jesus is showing you mercy for. So, like, what are we now talking about? I feel
Ah,
like if they taught us that, then a lot of people really understand it better now. And like a lot of people are like, I beg, don't come to me with that Jesus thing. I don't want to hear him because of the experiences. Like, okay, you can imagine somebody that is preaching to you this God, you must do this, you must do this, and now is now flogging you so like, as if there's no love in this world just because you did not have cutlery when you came to the dining, or you forgot your notes in, like, you get. That's just all I'm trying to say.
okay. You went full Akwa Ibom. Yeah, from Akwa Ibom, Abi. Is it Akwa Ibom? Let me not make a mistake.
Ah, I'm from Akwa Ibom. My mother is
Okay.
Yoruba.
Yeah, from Akwa Ibom. So your dad is the Akwa Ibom man.
Akwa Ibom, yes.
Okay. So yeah. So you went full Akwa Ibom to Rihanna,
Yeah.
which was statement. Um. But yeah, I think like my own is well, I don't think I'm like, I don't know where I don't I would obviously I don't think I'm like in like my highest spiritual states. I just have like so many reservations and questions and whatnot. And just like a lot of hmm, I don't know, I can just say it in like when there's something that I don't know, like the best word I can say is like a lot of things I just like hmm, hmm. That's where I am right now. I think the reconciling perhaps like the would I say like the would I say the Christian bottom lines for because for me like at the end of it, everything boils down to love. Like and I mean like love in the sense of what?
No, I'm just like, exactly. Like,
Oh,
I
okay.
think even let me not cut you short. Just continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so like everything boils down to love and like there are different dimensions of the love in the sense of like the entire story, the entire narrative, the entire like you have a book that's trying to tell you a love story. Bottom line, of course, like the technicalities of each particular narrative now makes it such that like human beings read other things into it or whatever. But if like go back to literature in English, it was a theme, or if there was in quotes, right, a particular focus of every narrative, it should be viewed through like like love and whatnot. And if you like view every single story that's in the Bible through love, I think like it makes a huge difference, like how you will review it, because you're always trying to find, okay, like where's love in this particular like account, and of course, like from the experiences that you said, also I think also like living faith it's a double-edged sword. Like it's such a double-edged sword because like it does it does something to you spiritually that I don't think I ever leave you. But at the same time, like it does equal damage. And so like for me, it's like you have these two personalities now that like Jesus Christ, like the hell, like what do you do with the fact that you technically know content wise so much, but you don't understand the, will I say, first principles or the bottom line of this content that you know, which is skewing you away from like how to actually like practice and live, in a way that does not even harm you. Because of course, like there's this um there are psychological troubles that can emerge when you cannot reconcile what you know to how you act, right? Because like in the middle of that particular point, it will be like guilt, it will be like shame, it will be like suffering, it will be like, oh, like feeling of
Yeah.
worthlessness, etc., which like consume so many people. But yeah, like over to you. You sound like, can I talk?
No, like I just love the fact that you said that, because it just sums up everything that I've been thinking about. Like, so I would say like my own personal spiritual journey like started, let's say, 2 years ago, or like, okay,
two
yeah, it
years
started
ago,
like,
you
okay,
had to
yes, you're coming
FA.
back to God.
Okay, okay,
No, like I said personal spiritual
okay, okay,
journey.
okay.
So when you're now sifting away, okay, yes, this is what these guys meant, but how they communicated it was totally off. And then when you now realize that, okay, in terms of love, you now also have to show these people mercy as well. Maybe that was how they knew how to do it. But what I'll just say, like, it is how we're the ones that ended up good, though. Because when you're talking about double-edged
Who
sword, like,
is
there are people
we?
that don't. From what you just said, we, Musa, from what you just said, I will say we, because you have that understanding. And like how you said, like, double-edged sword, like it makes sense, because I think at a point when I now, because like going from hating church and like your parents forcing you to Wednesday service to now actually being at the Wednesday service and understanding what they're saying, I just feel
Now
like
living
it's just
picture.
the.
I don't think I can ever go back to that. No shit. I don't think I can ever go back to that show. Like no, it's just they have a syllabus, right? That if you stayed long enough, like I've been there like my entire life. If you stay long enough, it just repeats itself. Like the content is practically the same, just like itching. And like when you look at it from a doctrinal point of view, right? Because I'm maybe because of literature in English and just like how I've now grown myself in like reading like materials, I'm very technical and particular about how you're communicating with what?
I said I envy you in that. I want to be like you in terms of like the literature, this, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah. Anyways, like so I'm very technical. Any book I read, like on our family group chat I think 2 weeks ago, like my sister was asking like who has atomic habits. The thing is like so Elizabeth, like my younger sister, so like Elizabeth had atomic habits. And so like when she gave it to me, I think it was like last year. That was the first time I read it. She was like, "Don't touch my book. I did not touch it." But like the point is, every single time I read any book, like I can't read a book and it doesn't turn to a textbook. Like I literally like scribble and whatever. And so coming from like a biblical point of view, especially like with the whole Jesus Christ, I hope that you guys don't listen to this show, but because like in my gap year I was a teens church person. Like I was in charge of like all the media and teens church in Living Federal during me. And like so I had like I was the kind of like you had to be there like first and second service. Like I did not used to do that. So like I had so much plus FA plus like my background in the past, like plus my popsy being like, a deacon. I'm like, these guys are off. Like they're off in the
This is
sense that
not
like
what
bruh. It's like
bro,
this
what?
saturated for a
Like,
specific purpose that I don't think is directly in line with what this thing is actually saying.
yo, I just feel like how me I see it is that they are all human. They have limitations. Like me, I just like to have empathy sometimes. Like, yes, you're wrong, but I don't now want to now come with my pitchfork, like like a Twitter person, and you guys are this, you guys are that.
No, but you do with
I
love
feel
now. Like you can
yeah,
correct
it's
in love.
true. True, but who are we correcting?
You
Who
know,
we
like
want to go
the
correct?
people who are trying to send the message to will not listen valid. I think that's more from an ego point of view than any, because like
Exactly.
there's still fruits, right? I think that is the that is the problem in the sense that so again, bottom line is of course like love. Um and more important, of course, like so depending the way you look is love in the sense of okay, like there was so much love that perishing was coming in quotes, and like God did not want you to perish. That like then he sent somebody that will save you from like whatever punishment is supposed to come, right? Technically, that's the entire message of like salvation and whatnot. And then there's the emphasis like in the faith of that particular like salvation point, whereas the like love frame, will I say, like the salvation is like a piece of the portrait, and the frame entirely is like the whole love, but like the piece of the portrait is like what is being focused on. And I think that so for me it's dangerous like with any idea generally. It's dangerous when the view, like the main point, right, of a particular thing or a particular idea is not communicated in the actual sense of what was intended to be communicated. It is dangerous because like religion leads to like overzealousness. And so you have like very zealous people, too much energy, blah blah blah, like like all over their head, going on with this thing. Like Papa said so, like
Hey, yeah,
oh Jesus Christ.
yeah, so that it now gets to you're no longer now focusing on you like people are not opening their Bibles anymore.
They open their mind.
They're,
It's not even Bible.
they're not opening their Bible, they're only opening their ears to listen to okay, this person that's going to read the Bible for us now, our papa, our daddy, is now coming to now it has diffused through his own personal like yeah, God's
It's
spiritual
personal
leading, but like
Yoruba
it's
life. Yes. No, it's the truth now. There's a lot of like Yoruba into like living faith, like syllabus. No, that's like, well, this is my point of view. There's a lot of like Yoruba discipline and mannerisms that I'm like, there's a thin line between culture and message here.
yeah,
The
yeah.
leadership of living faith is Yoruba. It's full stop. It's Yoruba full stop. Like, I give you your keyboard.
Anyway, I think Siba, how I just see it, anytime I'm reading the Bible, I'm just like, we're really living in the like these are Pharisees. It's all
Wana
Pharisees.
Kauno.
No, I'm not saying I'm just talking about like religion in general.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
not
okay,
even
okay, okay.
saying uh, like I'm just talking about religion, like how in terms of like what we grew up seeing that people held on to, like how can you be doing this, or if you do this, this is happening to you, if you do this, there's a curse coming up, but like we were just living in so much fear, and then Jesus is now coming like, yo, how will you tell me not to heal this man because it is a Sabbath day? Like, what do you even mean? Do you understand? So it's like
As in how?
your guy is suffering, right? So it's just like we or the whole thing has just really religion has really taken over, and like people are just missing the whole point. That's just what I mean. I'm not saying anybody's a Pharisee, but I'm just saying like it is just what
Don't worry, my
practice.
podcast is not big enough for
And
Insta blog.
I beg will make you no rich. Well, it is too it's too what's it called? I think the message of salvation is just is very simple, and like it's too simple for people to now grab. It's like how can you just say I'll just believe and that's enough. I think it's just also the heart of man being in a lot of sin and also thinking. So a lot of people are now preaching it is Jesus or it is Jesus plus something. Like Jesus is enough. And this is not even like grace preaching, like okay, you go, you can do whatever you want with your life, but like let's not just understand the main thing first. And that is we all miss the point. Like let me tell you the impact of this thing. I invited me and a friend who is an atheist. We went to church together.
FA students.
And then he was chewing gum. Yes. He was
Who
chewing
is an
gum
80s
and
FA student? Please put his name. I beg.
wait, I beg you, Musa,
Wait, no, like on the chat.
please let me
On the chat.
wait, wait.
On the chat. Like I want to know who is this 80s. Like from FA.
Wait first. He was chewing, you don't even
Intern
have to know the
80s.
person. Don't worry. He was chewing gum and I think
In
he was chewing
CCI.
gum and entering church and he was like was asking me, not even to say a different church. He was
Okay.
asking me like, "Oh, is this allowed here?" Because it was chewing gum, and I'm like, "What do you even mean?" Like, oh, like who is removing gum from your mouth? But like it was.
It could
I
shock
think maybe
you. Oh, now it will shock you.
in church.
Nigeria
Nothing
churches.
concern anybody. Like it's like that Mr. Evans is going around and then you're chewing gum, you stand up, all those things. So like I think that trauma, that thing has really been associated with church and Christianity, and people are like when you're talking to people like I beg, don't be this. How can you be? And like, see, it's long actually. It's long, but I just feel like the wrong God has been preached to people, and that's why they don't want to hear about it. If they know the actual real God, like the Jesus that turned water to wine, the Jesus that sat with sinners, like they will know that it is not the Jesus that is being portrayed because like they don't expect any Christians to be sitting with sinners. Like they just feel like we're all judging and pointing fingers, and that's what has been done before. So I mean,
Is this 80s nonsense? No, I know. Like I would technically. I know a lot of guys now say that like they don't go to. Let me not cast myself, but they don't go to church like that. But like for a long time. But I will not practically say they're atheist because I think so. Because again, let's be technical about what we are saying when we mean atheist. You are saying atheist that you do not believe that a God exists.
does
That is
not believe in God.
no, but like you do not believe that a God exists is the technical definition of what an atheist is. Like you do not believe that there is a God. Like you can be conscious of the fact that a God exists and then you do not believe in him. But like your position is yeah.
I think for now, maybe like when we were friends, there was like it was all there's no God, it's all science and stuff. But like now it's like the person is kind of like, okay, yeah, there's something else that is bigger than me, right? But like, how do we know it's a Christian God? So I won't say, okay, the person is an atheist, but I knew the person to
Went
be
to
an
FE, you're saying
atheist.
you're atheist. It's funny in my head.
People are
I swear.
actually living other lives now, but the person is a
Yeah, but you can't you can't particularly say that. Well, perhaps, like let me not make light of a person's belief or like a person's position, but I just feel like even if you are sleeping 95% of the time, that 5% in Field Academy, you heard something, and even if it's just like the content and the
Oh,
knowledge.
hear the rubbish to you. Like you can be hearing the thing as like you people cannot be saying these things to me when you guys are doing this. Like I feel like there's some people who are actually traumatized though from FA. Like that's what I'm telling you. Like we're the ones that made it out good. There are people that is like I don't know how to explain it, but like there's some people that we just hear about them and we don't really hear about them again. But like there's some people that were really traumatized by like the whole FA experience. I won't lie to you.
Okay. I hope that because I'm very particular about love because I think like and I'm more focused about love than any other thing now, especially when I look at it, like when I look at will I say like the storyline or the narrative of the Bible because especially in a time whereby there are too many smart people, number one, in our world today, or too many supposedly smart people. And like there are too many people who can misinterpret stuff for their own purpose. I think like, in that particular like bubble, there's a lot of relativism, right? A lot of guys like subjectivize like a lot of the content such that, like, oh, if it's not per se condition to my experience, it's not valid, etc., which makes sense
Exactly.
from a human position, right? But of course, like when we
Exactly.
look at it from like a cultural, like take into account like the context of the culture when it was written, like the nuances of what was happening, right? I mean, a good way to look at it is, should this be done today? What will it look like? That's how sometimes I try to look at it. Because, like, if it's to be done today, like, where would Jesus actually go? Like, who are the Gentiles? The Gentiles are like your guys that go to per se, like, the club or the, like
That
that, like the prostitutes on the road, the ones girl, those kind of guys. Like, those are the people that he will go to. Practically speaking, in our world today, if Jesus
true.
came to, that's who the guys will go to, right? So, if that is the case, when we're looking at it from a contextual point of view, like like, oh, Jesus healing the Samaritan woman, Jesus healing this one that has demons, like, is the equivalent of X in our generation.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's as simple as that.
Full stop. Okay. We get towards religion. Oh boy. But yeah. Okay. So just two, you enjoyed it. Gestury, Bessie, extension, any gist.
Just three. That was when all of us were in that library place. So I don't think we really spent time in our classes like that.
Check the
We're
chat.
preparing for.
I'm not going to say it out loud, but
Oh, thanks.
before they say something,
Eh,
I think before people start saying something now.
Uh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Just three.
Yeah, just three was fun. Oh. Just three was fun. Extension. That was like exam class. Wait, I'm trying to remember what happened in just three. All I remember is I remember the extension. So like my own life in FA was really it was friends, class slash choir. So I think like I really enjoyed the choir experience in GS3, especially when we were in school during Easter. So we
Mhm.
like we wore the robes and sang all those songs. I enjoyed that. Guilty
Yeah,
pleasure.
looks like one girl in a candy store. Like we are smiling. Just
I enjoyed
blushing.
it was fun, actually. Then I don't remember just true, but I remember it being a fun
Ah,
class with things happening. Cause
should I
us
help
all
you?
us all,
I hated Jesty. It was my worst class ever. That's why, like, I remember the details so much.
how
First of all, Jesty were the junior, like, were the seniors of junior hostel. Like that was when I gave us like the
yeah
whole
that
house captain, blah blah blah. I'll cast you. There was a time that like we're doing the inspection that you're yeah. There's a particular point that we're doing like inspection. Like we well, the house captains, yeah, like we used to go to like different hostels. Like girls would come to like the house captain would come to boys. So like I was house captain for Guinea, so I went to like girls hostel. I was particular like in just three, you were just mopping the corridor like with barefoot, like the big corridor. Oh, like Jesus Christ, fine girl, they mop corridor. um, I I think like they just literally it's like I felt like they're like guys are coming to inspect and everybody just like put on their check or Abi you guys have like squeeze check girls specifically squeeze check for hostel perhaps us we don't have that kind of thing sha, but I just felt like you guys just rushed everything. I'm like now wow.
I don't even remember that too. I don't even remember. The only time I remember boys coming to the hostel was in senior class. But I think yeah, it probably happened.
I wasn't a
Yeah, I was
prefect
not.
then, so I was not part of those guys that went like in senior class.
I don't remember, sir. I don't. But what else about GS3 did you hate?
So like first of all the fact that like I was house captain, I hated that stuff. That's why I part of the reasons why like I dropped prefecture because like yeah, not again. Because I was just I don't know. I'm like a flaneur, right? In the sense of I like to like explore my curiosities and like explore like ideas that I think worth investigating and dumping such responsibility because it was literally Mr. Evans coming one night and he was just literally changed the entire structure of like who's house captain, who's not. And as a result, like the responsibility going like out of hostel because I'm kind of like I used to leave hostel very early in FA. And, like what am I doing in hostel by? I mean, I know guys like who stay. Well, like, what am I doing in hostel like 7:50 self? Like bruh, 7:30, 7 something. I'm out. I'll just go to class, read a bit, come back to like,
But Musa, the question is, what are you doing?
what?
What are
Me?
you doing outside hostel?
Yeah, I was going to class now to
Yeah,
go and jack.
you always that guy. You were
What?
always that diligent guy, had to be out early. What are you doing outside hostel when your mates are just wasting their lives? Why were you now the one that had to now leave the hostel and be
Like so for my own position, my defense, like I find so I the reason why I started liking reading, right, was because I found that I don't know, like maybe because of the environment of Faith Academy, but there are just some certain things that could not answer certain questions that I had. And I just discovered like books was a way to answer questions. Like books answered questions in a very different way that I could relate to. And as a result, like there was a period that like I just enjoyed reading more. And like even like subjects that we're doing. I mean, they're more boring, sure, but like sometimes they give you a better understanding of reality. I love the economics so much, like in FA, because I just felt like it was very real from a philosophical point of view, right? Like when you think about it, like, oh, this leads to this. Of course, it leads to this. Like it's logical that it leads to this. So those kind of things, like from gesture, I started having it. And yeah, so like they literally broke my entire, let's say, my entire tendencies to just be curious. Again, it was Mr. Evans. I think Mr. Evans was trying to panel beat a particular person saw in his mind on me, but I wasn't having it. Like I wasn't having it. Yeah, what do you want to say?
No, I want to say like that's how I felt from Mr. Tosin.
Mm.
Yeah, like yeah, that's what I'll just say.
I won't ask more questions. I have so many questions I want to ask about that, but I'll hold myself. But yeah, so just three, and then of course the whole idea that I think it was second time, third them, like they were like pushing us out. So guys, I spoke to when I was talking to Uzo. Apparently, like Uzo was like, no, for Blaze one is the same. But like for guys, you can ask any guy that wasn't just three with us. They were literally like pushing us out. But and there was a point in just three. Yes, there was a point in just three whereby they mixed the two hostels somehow. Like, so there was half and half, like half greenhouse is the old hostel, half greenhouse is the new hostel, or something like that. There's a period, I don't know if it's only for guys that they did that, but I can remember like we started with, there was a senior hostel, like the Chica and like Blessing, Marching Bar, those kind of guys were like in new hostel, and then we were the like seniors in old hostel. But I think second or third time they mixed us, and as a result, right, I can't like also I was in Wasa's dorm, like in new hostel, and they literally push us out, guy, by like 6:30, 6:40. They're like, leave the hostel. And that period was the period whereby like we had the early prep. So that's again like these are my experiences. Amachi was like she doesn't remember these things, which is now like making me very confused. But like for guys, they're pushing us out like very early, like 6:30, 6:40, like 7 max. I think like you're out of hostel because you need to go and jack in what's it called? In dining, I think, at that point. And then obviously like after dining, you now had like the whole classes they are teaching you blah blah back to back, back to back, back to back. Then like for prep, we had that stupid mock. No, the mock was not even the mock was at night, if you remember, like in the library that they're
Yeah.
giving us mock every single day. So I wasn't like the over studious person. I was interested in knowledge from a curious point of view, but not academically. And they're just forcing us to do mocks and mocks every single night, mock. And for boys, it's like you're exhausted totally. You go to hostel, like you have to wash, you have to prepare yourself, you have to rest, clean up.
Mhm.
And then boom, 30 minutes, like as soon as you wake up, 35 minutes, like you're out of hostel again. So I'm like, what kind of military drill is this? Like for a
I
Bessie, what am I doing with Bessie?
I don't remember having that experience in just real. All I remember was the extension being fun. The one we had with those
That's
that were
it.
doing WAEC.
Yeah.
Yes.
They didn't
And
even do WAEC. It was just FA doing too much for them. They're in SS2, guy. They're in SS2.
FA will do all that, then at the end of the day, they'll now still do this thing
Ah,
at
I
the
know, I know. I know. I know. Baba. I was shocked. Can you remember literally in English? What happened in Neko? That they brought to check the church. You did lie now for Neko.
Did I do literature in NECO? I probably did. Eh? I don't remember. Really? Jesus.
So the teacher brought him inside the like library and literally
Into the
like,
hall where everybody was writing the exam.
yes, joined our
With
lockers and was like,
data.
you didn't want. Ah.
Eh,
That was where I lost a bit of respect for Fate Academy on that particular day because I did not like, for me it was annoying from the perspective of like, you have just allowed me to start tricking some SS1 because like for me it was the whole idea of, oh, like, so SS1 SS2, like I not do all of that, not because like, oh my god, morale, no, it's just like, okay, like there's just like rules and regulations that the school abides by, and I'm like, yeah, let me not just get in trouble, let me just like, and then the big class comes and then you're like, sigh. Crazy, crazy.
crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Ugh. Ah, wow.
Hmm.
You see what I'm talking about? I'm not even judging, but if it was us who would judge us, that's what we're saying. If the coin was flipped,
Yep. It will be heavily slammed on our heads. The SS class, SS1, when you're in H, yes. You're actually in like the same class twice. I don't know, SS1, I don't think we were eh, I don't think we were that
I don't
close.
think we ever spoke. Did we ever speak?
I
Did we even
don't
speak in
know.
SS2?
No, like I know in SS3 because obviously like, all of us were now like backseaters, like so it was inevitable. But like it was one SS2. I think also SS3 I changed because I was in the front row SS1 SS2. But SS3 for some reason I decided to be a backbencher.
I don't even remember you. Okay, yes. Okay, I remember you. Your seat was somewhere, yeah, close to Fitade more, I think.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
Ebuniwe. and Joanna.
True. Oh, I enjoyed senior secondary because of because my friends were in my class, and also I was doing we were doing subjects that we actually kind of enjoyed. Like the arts were always, where my our hearts were. So like I think I enjoyed literature until I didn't. It now became
What?
very it became weird for me. Like I mean the subject.
Yeah.
It became weird like when we now had to start during exam, you now have to make sure you write and collect extra sheets. It just became kind of performative for me, Sha. I
Affirmative
don't know.
how? Like, bro,
I
those
don't know.
things.
It was just like I could wrap up what I'm saying, not in a few words, but in fewer words. Then I now have to now put in extra effort to now keep on. And then there was never time. Like you were the only one that used to finish on time now. Me, I didn't used to finish on time. Maybe I don't write fast or I'm just trying to maintain my fine
Wait,
handwriting.
how did you answer the question first of all? So let's imagine that so which poem now? Shall I compare it to a summer's day? Like Shakespeare's sonnet. Let's imagine like they give you okay, like explain what Shakespeare was trying to say. Like how would you answer that question? Like give me like your process.
Explain what?
Like so shall I compare it to a summer's day? Right? That particular poem. Like so if Mr. Christopher Joseph
Mm-hmm.
like in the exam or in CATS would have asked, oh, explain what Shakespeare was trying to say from shall I compare it to summer's day? Like what were the like what was would I say the what figure of speech were used or what's the implication of the part like the person talking to the subject of like the poem, the person receiving versus the person writing the poem. Like what's your process of answering it?
Okay, so now that to answer that question now, I'm definitely going to answer it from a different perspective because even in university, I now understood how to answer questions like that. But then it was like, for example, now they ask us a question about shall I compare it to a summer's day. We have to write the poem and then we're going to get extra marks for that. There's no need to write the poem. Okay, if I'm going to say yes, metaphor was used, and then I'll explain, okay, metaphor, like just in passing, like because this is what metaphor is, this is how I see it in this, and this is how it explains it as this. But then it's like, oh, metaphor is defined as, I don't know, man. It just didn't, I don't know. I think probably if I had a deeper understanding than the way I do now, I would probably answer it the same way, but just from a much more relaxed POV. But because it was, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't like government, Sha. I didn't like the teacher. I didn't like it. But now I need it.
Oh, chim. Okay. I love lie. I mean, like, I know a lot of guys did not, but like, I think again, coming from the point of view that I told you that, oh, like I'm trying to just like explore knowledge and ideas and whatnot. Life was like a playground, because like you had different characters, different personalities, different like stories here and there, and they're like metaphorical to like real life and whatnot. So it was like, oh yeah, I can like get a lot of. I can glean so much from these stories and try and understand reality better from those positions.
They were really interesting subjects, I won't lie. Like I'll go back and do it all over again. Like art class
All over
was
again, K.
no, like if I had to, like
Okay, okay.
if I had to be in senior secondary school again, I would still choose arts class.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. And that's I agree. I hated so for me basic science I actually hated basic science more because of that whole Mr. Tosin like why are you flogging me? Like that whole thing, like I was like I should now go and do chemistry and physics for a year. I beg. I think it was more the teacher that took me away from like now I love physics. Like now I willingly study physics by myself. But like then I'm like, why?
I think a subject I could have done. Wait, what were you guys that did geography? What did we
I
choose?
didn't geography. I did CRS. I
What?
didn't do geography.
Okay, you did CRS.
CRS and lie. I think if you did CRS and lie, you can't do geography.
Okay.
So
I can't remember.
Yerima,
Okay, so
Yerima and I think Oche that did geography.
okay, maybe it was CRS they weren't doing.
Yeah,
But
Yerima
maybe
was
I
not
think
this one.
okay. But I think I did geography in primary school. So I would have enjoyed to do geography, but I think I had to do CRS because of my course in uni. So yeah.
Okay. So S1, SS2, and SS. Then yeah. So jump poetry. Do you remember? Wait, I'm trying. Wait, Sarah
Jump.
K. Wait. Yeah, but I'm trying to remember. Chi. I'm trying to remember like your poem. Um,
My own
if
poem
it
that I wrote or the one that I recite.
no, yeah, the one that you recited. I think, like I want to remember the lines. I know it's about like if men want to treat you with
Wait.
woman. Oh my,
No, look
wait.
it up. Let me try. I remember saying Pulitzer inside there.
Yes, let me actually pull it up
I can remember.
because it's on YouTube.
That's where the nickname woman came from though.
Ah, okay. Now it makes sense because like I said it so much, and I'm like, wait, how did I actually come to a position where like I'm calling this babe like woman? Now it does make sense. Wait, where is it? Okay, I have it. Do you want to watch it?
Wait, is the video?
Yeah, I have.
Is it
Yeah,
the
I do.
video?
I do have it. Wait, let me
Musa.
send you this thing. 1 second, Wana. Okay. Anyways, there you go. But yeah, I know. Like we did with Francisco, me and Judah, and then you and Pinnacle. Where's that babe? Jesus Christ. Um, and you and Pinnacle did. What's it called?
Oh my.
Um,
Oh.
the type. Yes, that's the name. The type by Sarah K. Let me
The
check the
type.
lyrics.
Yeah. That's what I'm also doing now too. Uh, this is so funny because in SS3, few days before what's it called now? Few weeks before graduating, that's when I just decided to do spoken word. Forced by Musa Obed. Let's say forced or encouraged.
That
I would
sounds
say it was
very non-consensual. It's like, it's like it sounds wrong.
but it just came from nowhere. I'm like, what do you mean?
No, so me
Me?
and Judah, were like we knew we were going to do like obviously that period now we're doing me and Judah were doing poems like it was SS3 like we're doing a lot of poetry because of like because we were learning all these poems, why not just learn other poems, right? With Francisco or whatnot. So we started and then we're like, wait, what if we actually like have more guys, like people that actually like a whole thing of poetry. I think it was actually Judah that mentioned your name. I was like, wait, because we're trying to think who has a nice voice. Like that was like what we're thinking about.
Yeah.
I,
Why are you saying something on my voice?
yeah, exactly. And then Pinnacle is because Pinnacle always like dramatize poetry, I think, in class. So like, yeah, we're going to ask Pinnacle and then we're going to ask Wana. And when you guys say like, oh yeah, for sure now. I was actually more shocked at Pinnacle saying yes than you. I don't know why. Was like because like I don't know like if she wanted to do the whole dramatization stuff on stage, like it's in front of the entire school. It was
Yeah.
calm. Okay, yes, now I have the lyrics. If you grow up the type of you should read it again. Just read it, please,
Let me read it again.
or recite. Anyone you
If you
want.
grow if you grow up the type reading, not reciting. If you grow up the type of woman men want to look at, you can let them look at you. Do not mistake eyes for hands or windows or mirrors. Let them see what a woman looks like. They may not have ever seen one before. If you grow up the type of woman men want to touch, you can let them touch you. Sometimes it is not you they are reaching for. Sometimes it is a bottle, a door, a sandwich, a Pulitzer, another woman. But their hands found you first. Do not mistake yourself for a guardian or a muse or a promise or a victim or a snack. You are a woman, skin and bones, veins and nerves, hair and sweat. You are not made of metaphors. Not apologies, not excuses. If you grow up the type of woman men want to hold, you can let them hold you. All day they practice keeping their bodies upright. Even after all this evolving, it still feels unnatural. Still pulls tight the muscles, strains the arms and spine. Only some men want to learn what it feels like to wrap themselves into a question mark around you. Ad- Sorry, admit they do not have the answers they thought they would have by now. Some men will want to hold you like the answer. You are not the
Wait,
answer.
I can remember like you are not every single time. I was like, you're so. That's why I was like, yeah, Piracle has to be on this. But go ahead.
You are not the problem. You are not the poem, or the punchline, or the riddle, or
All
the
the
joke.
joke.
Woman, if you grow up the type men want to love, you can let them love you. Being loved is not the same thing as loving. When you fall in love, it is discovering the ocean. After years of puddle jumping, it is realizing you have hands. It is reaching for the tightrope when the crowds have all gone home. Do not spend time wondering if you are the type of woman men will hurt. If he leaves you with a car alarm heart, you may learn to sing along. It is hard to stop loving the ocean, even after it has left you gasping. Salty. Forgive yourself for the decisions you have made, the ones you still call mistakes when you tuck them in at night. And know this, know you are the type of woman who is looking for a place to call yours. Let the statues crumble. You have always been the place. You are a woman who can build it yourself. You were born to build. Hmm. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know, Sarah K, man. Like, so
Yeah.
you and Pinnacle actually executed so well. I can't lie. You know how
I
you chose
couldn't
the
believe
lines?
myself. For real,
uh,
like first of all, stage fright, then remembering the lyrics. But yeah, it worked. It worked. It was cute. Hmm.
how did you do with like all the crushes in Fate Academy? Like from from GS1 to SS3.
It's not a deal.
Yes.
How did I do?
Uh, how I go pick
Um, I don't know. I don't think I read so much meaning into it. Me, I was just focused on whoever it was I liked at any point in time. I can't remember, to be honest. It wasn't like a thing of, oh, I feel a way about this, so I wish it was this or that. To be honest, I don't think I remember, honestly.
how you
I'm being
describe like
very honest. I am.
how you describe like your let's say
What?
how would you describe like your person in the sense of I mean personality, but more than that is like your worldview, like the way you see life.
First and foremost,
This
you
disclaimer.
tend to work. You have to like if you're so serious about life, like if you don't have a little, let's say, fun elements in you, I'll just be bored. That's one. But like in terms of worldview, to be honest, I think you just have to be a Bible believing person, and that's
I'm talking about
jump
you.
up from. Sorry.
I'm talking about you, like Wana. Like, what is your worldview? Like your own person.
Me.
Yeah, like
Or how I
you. I'm not
describe
talking about
myself.
guys. I'm talking about like you. Like how you describe
Oh,
your own personality. Yeah. I mean, you can answer the
oh,
other one
my
if you
own
want, but like,
person.
yes, like you as a person.
I mean, I just. But for me, that's where it's hard because I don't know if I know who I am. I just know that I think I would. I think I'm like a. I'm very multi or diverse. I
Says
would
all the
say.
art students.
Really? I don't know, but like
The
there's some people that are
humanities
really
students are
sure
always
about who
like,
they are, and they're like, oh, eh?
who did you say that they know who they are? Like who?
No, there's just some people that
Okay.
they like, if you ask them, oh, I'm the type of person that this and that, but like me, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm cool people, but I just know that me, I'm somebody that I believe there's nothing I cannot do. That's one thing
Uh,
about
uh, uh,
for real. Like there's some things I'm not interested, but like if you put me in the middle of an ocean, figuratively, I will just find my way and swim back. Well, like when it depends on just me. But if it now has like other people involved, when it's like, oh, there's this person you have to get through or get by, that's when it becomes hard because I don't know if I really like to I don't really like people like that. Like in terms of I'm
Thank you
really
for
friendly with
gracing
a lot
us.
of
Thank
people,
you for
but
gracing us with your presence. Now
I'm
that you say you don't like people.
no, like I'm friendly now. If you know me, you actually know that. But like
But you
when it
don't like
comes to
people.
like
How does that
if I
work?
need no like people can be a lot now. They can be difficult. Like see human beings, like when it
I
comes
do.
to dealing with human beings and like there are people that have this art of negotiation, this art of like they have like the psychology of how to get by with people. I like I don't like all those things. Just leave me and me. I'm good. So like in terms of there's nothing I cannot do if it depends on me doing it with myself, like, oh, there's this thing I need to get to, there's this thing I need to do, or this is what has to happen, or like if I'm in a situation that just seems tough and it's like, okay, this is what it is. There's no going anywhere again. I just have that power to adapt. Yeah, but amongst other things, I'm me. I am what I am.
Nice. Well, that's true. You are friendly. I don't know. I've never worked like professionally with you, so I cannot speak about the other things. But I can speak about the friendliness. So yeah. And like then now, like where are you? Where are you, Wana?
Please ask the question again. Before I would say I'm in Abuja, and you say no, I meant
No, no exactly. So you know what I mean. Like where are you in the sense of where are you in life?
okay. I'm working. I'm working.
Coaching.
I'm doing. I'm just. I don't know.
Do you like
I
your
don't know
work?
where. Yeah, I do. It's very. me being the explorer that I am, it allows me to do that a whole lot, even beyond my own will. Because, like, for the past 3 weeks, I've been in 3 different states in Nigeria. So now I'm just resting. But
What do you guys do?
no, I'm comms. So like comms has to support everything that is happening in the office. So like that's why like this particular team is doing something in like Kaduna. We have to go there. Although like we're 3 on the comms team, but yeah, everybody's just in different places at every point in time. Somebody has to be in the office, or sometimes not really. Like we had a documentary that we're working on, so I had to be somewhere else again.
Is it done? Is it done? The documentary?
No, it's still in the. It's not done yet. It's not
Send
done.
it to me.
No, I'm not done.
Like when you're done.
Oh yeah, I will definitely. To be outside, to be in the world.
Yeah, like how will I know that it's there?
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll send you.
That's only like I follow your life like back to back. I know I'm gonna start.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. And your colleagues good?
Oh yeah, they are. I think I really blended in well for some reason. For like I don't know. So
Are they
just easy for
older?
me. Yeah, most of them are older.
Okay.
I think I have been the baby of every office I have worked in from my internship. Yeah. They're older, no, but they're like some in their like late 20s. There's one that's like 28, I think one is 26. So like there are a few. So like there are people to like, it's not all mommies and daddies. So yeah.
All right. That's calm.
Yeah.
Okay. And how is your pursuit in being Rihanna? You're so obsessed with that woman.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Oh, okay.
I mean,
You
like,
got to
I
Jesus.
respect her more. No, but like, I respect her for real because she's doing the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, in terms of me being, there's nobody I'm so crazy about again. But she's like, there are people I respect. I respect her because like she's smart. But what did you ask? How is my words?
How's your pursuit in being Rihanna?
We're getting there now. At least this is a phase that maybe this is my music phase. Before I now go into the fancy beauty phase.
Okay. So categorically, your
So
music phase.
yeah, fancy like my own thing, probably.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that was nice. Well, we do anything we want to support as much as we can, and push it like how we can push it.
I know you're always there, Musa. When I got this job, you're before I even got it, actually. Before I got it, I'm like, God, this job, like, it was now starting to get real. Like, wow, this is actually happening. Like, but I tell Musa this thing, he'll be so excited. Like, I had that thought in mind. And you.
Oh. How you want me to react? Like, bro. Yeah. I think like it was just because we're having a conversation. Because we're having a conversation before then about like career, I think. Like I think some weeks back. And like when you told me, I was like, well, things are aligning.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh, that was great. That was great. Anyways, you say 1 hour 30 minutes with me for where? But it was good. Like what?
I said it was good.
Yeah.
It was a good.
So for anybody listening, well, no, If they want to connect with you, do you want them to connect with you? For people listening, most like KFA students, depending on the search, cause like there's some
Yeah,
juniors that just respond
most
to
of
me.
the FA most of the FA students are already connected now. But yeah, like I don't know. I'm on Instagram if I'm public. I'm
If you're
on.
public, what do you mean? You don't know your status?
Like, sometimes I make my account private,
Ah, okay.
and sometimes I app. But yeah,
It's
you
giving
see
mood
me where you
swings,
see me.
man.
Yes.
Like I feel public today. No, it's where I'm private.
Exactly.
Anyways, thank you. I think like calling you Wana self on this episode is actually weird. I'm just so used to woman. But yeah, thanks for this conversation. And bro, I honestly wish you the best. Like in everything you're doing. I know you go succeed, yeah. You don't have a choice, I think. You actually don't have a choice.
Yeah, I actually don't have a choice. I was born for the life of success. And so is everybody else that lives their life.
God, you felt the ego so strong, and you're like, let me tone it down. that was your like inner self, like, hi,
Oh my
hey,
god.
calm down,
My
calm
network
down,
is
calm
bad
down.
though.
Let's calm, let's calm. Yeah, what she said, you're born for success. But no, like I have a personal ambition, to ensure that people that matter to me, like you know how people are like, oh, I want to be
Oh, my
like, oh, a
network
lawyer.
is failing at this
What's
point.
failing? What's failing?
My network, like I stopped hearing you after the laughter.
Let's go off camera then. Like, let's see if the the bandwidth will like support it. Um.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I was like I have a personal ambition to ensure, like, in that guys are like, oh, I want to be like a footballer, or I want to be like a lawyer. I think like in my like these 20s, I've just got to the position that like I think one of my ambitions is just to ensure that like the guys I care about actually like win in life, in the sense of
Mm.
like it is my personal ambition, ambition in the total sense of the word. That's like, oh yeah, like certain guys has to like succeed. Like this person has to, like, this person must succeed. As long as I'm in their life, this person must succeed. That person must succeed. Like this person trying to push this. Like, bruh, you have to make it too. Like we do not hear no. You must make it.
Yeah, true. But same for you, Musa. Like you're always doing so many things, and like I don't even know. Like I'm just wondering. I cannot put anybody. You know how the business tycoon will say, "Oh, Bill Gates or whatever," but I cannot put anybody to like for you. But I'm just like with all these things Musa is doing now. Let's just watch and see. I just know that we're made for the top. Oh, like I said, like yes, those of us that are putting our mind to whatever it is that we want to be, and I can still have that vision in mind. We have the top in mind. I just know that when we get there, Musa too will not be found wanting. Like it's not even if
Why you
it's
sounding like a? Why you sounding like Mr. Dixon? Saying I will not be fine. Like that's such a bit like I stick to it. May you not be found wanting in Jesus' name.
please. But yeah, like you'll be there. Not like yeah, you'll be there. I'll
Yeah,
see you.
we'll all be there. We'll all be there. We'll all be
Mm,
there. Inshallah. It was good.
inshallah.
It was good. Anyways, Wana, thank you so much. I'm gonna let you go now, and then to I don't know. By the way, like she literally, we're having this podcast. We started this podcast by 9, by 10 a.m. on a Saturday. For anybody doubting my commitment to like talking to people, just like see what I'm doing. I don't know why. Like she would choose that time, but it's okay.
There is actually no other time. But actually, mornings are quieter. The house will probably be noisier in the evening. And maybe in the
Who
evening,
do you stay with?
I stay with my family friend.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah. I mean, like, what are you doing? Are you saying that you still be asleep or you just be waking up?
Well, yesterday I actually went to sleep. What? Um, I think I went to like 2 or 3. So I woke up, like I put an alarm. Like I sent you the alarm, so I'm like, guy, like I put like 3 alarms just in case. Just to ensure that I wake up. Because normally on Saturday my phones are off. Because like weekdays, bro, like I have to put my phone on just in case anybody calls or like like work or whatever. So I had to ensure that I'm available. No, default me, I will not have a phone in my life. Like I think that
Yo,
phones, like
yo, like,
for a creative person or like someone that is very like curious about many things, like there's a way it's a distraction, man. Like I don't know.
Musa, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, at least 5 times in a year, I disable my accounts because I just want to have that. I just want to feel like, okay, now that I have this free time, because like a lot of us are distracted and it's so bad. It's so bad. Like, no, like, I feel you on that. I do.
Mm. Ah,
Hmm.
anyways, go and eat my and or is it pap? I don't know what you guys eat Saturday. I'm going to do sanitation. Those two things.
Sanitation.
Clean your house. You know they clean.
I did that already.
Oh, okay, okay. Then go and eat pap and
I'll go and eat, but there's something else I wanted to say. We need to do this more. That's what I wanted to say.
you that was shy. Oh, chim.
I'm not talking about podcast though, because like I'm just saying this as I'm calling my guy. So we
Oh,
need to do,
okay, okay.
but now once it now
It's not
becomes
you that is giving 10 a.m. as time. Like,
once it
bro,
becomes official, I swear the time no go day. That's the
once you
truth.
what?
I said once it becomes unofficial, like now we have
Oh,
podcasts. But yeah, we can do a part 2 for real. I feel like there's a lot more we can talk about.
yeah, there are certain questions I won't ask you, like on the call, not to cast, like not to cast you and not to cast other guys.
Eh,
And I'm like
we
I'm not going to ask those questions, but yeah, for sure, man. Like
you
just
had a private podcast with your dad, like you and your dad when I didn't post it. We can do that too. We
so
can do
I originally wanted to post it, but I asked very deep personal questions. I was like, you know what, like nah. Um,
mm,
I just kept it for me and perhaps like for posterity, like for the kids. Well, I'm not a kids person, but should I have kids in life or whoever will be like amongst my family,
what are
whatever that
creatives
will be.
is
What?
what are creatives always 0 kids or one or none.
I
Like,
think because first of all, like right now, so my sister has triplets. Bro, we're supposed to end this podcast. Well, anyway, let's go ahead. Wait, so like my sister has triplets. I like we're staying in the same apartment with the triplets. Like literally for like 2 years, guy. Like I
uh,
I have become a like triplets, 4 year olds, 3 of them. So it's a lot. I've seen like
4
the
years old. Wow, that's
but
that's
yeah, from like 2, they're going to be 5 soon. So from like 2 to 5, I was with these guys. Like I saw everything, like changing diapers, like
mm,
shower, like this screaming, like badging your door as if like both of us own the room together. Like
yeah.
every single thing. I'm like, ha.
I don't
Like,
want.
yeah, I don't want that at all. I
Yeah,
don't. Maybe because I'm like like we're in our 20s or whatnot, but like I don't want that now. And honestly, like I think that can be a big deal breaker for me. Like, like the kind of like when you are in a relationship with someone that like really really wants kids.
e yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I'm like nah. I can literally like leave a relationship because of kids. I'm not even capping.
I feel you. I actually feel you because I stay with my family. They are family friends of my parents, so they have triplets as well, but they're like
Eh?
9
Okay, okay, yeah.
years old.
Okay, okay. No, this one have sense now. Like you can tell them stuff and they'll listen.
Yeah, but they are still very noisy.
Hey.
And I think about the only reason why I don't want to have only one child, because I really enjoyed having siblings. So I want, because like children that are just like the only child, they enjoy all the parents' money, but sometimes, like I know my sister was dating somebody that didn't want, he was an only child and he didn't want it for his children. So like I know what it means to have siblings. That's the only reason why I would think of having like another one or three and stop there. But if I get married, we're going to wait a
If you
while.
get married,
When I get married, when I get, we're going to wait a while before the kids come in, because they change your whole life. And I think Nigerian parents need to relax, because like every time that somebody say, when will you people marry? When will you marry? Come and give me grandchildren. I'm like, please, oh,
this sounds like it's very personal for you.
marriage and children should not be coming like in the same sentence. Those are like two different things. But yeah, I want
Hmm.
children, not too early in the marriage.
Okay. But for honestly, for me, it's also we have to like be pragmatic about the future that we will actually live. So I was obviously I'm a data analyst. And I was like, there's a particular chat. We actually talk about this like with Ego, Shego, and Kikiri, like on last week was Friday. That's the other podcast I'm on with those guys. It was a particular chat we were analyzing, which is essentially showed that like, do you know that so at every point in your life, mostly, so the US, obviously US data, but I think we can extrapolate for human life generally. They literally show that, there is currently like, so they ask people like, how long they spend with certain individuals and themselves, right? So there's alone with your partner, with kids, with friends, with coworkers. At all points, like alone was the highest from like I think 1820 till 80. Yeah, like with yourself most of the time, right? Like, and the older you get, the more with yourself you will be. And but there was a particular point, and that was the only place, like that was the outlier in your 30s, whereby you spend more time with your kids than with yourself. You know how crazy that is. And like I understood that because I'm like a semi-dad. Like I
Yeah,
understood that 100% because like my sister is in her 30s, like her and her husband, they're in their 30s. And like I really honestly get why in your 30s you be more with your kids.
yeah, exactly. Well, I feel like it's a thing. Like a lot of people, is a bless. I think we're seeing it now because like we're not there. But a lot of parents really say like, oh, like it's a gift that they cannot really explain. Like it's not like, it's like a blessing. Like it's beautiful to be with your kids. Like unless you just want to be
Yeah, when they are
a,
grown ups, can we skip the child? Like, oh my god. So my dad is always my dad is always like, oh, when I do stuff now, like, oh, like because I write, like the stuff I do anyways. So sometimes I like send him, oh, I was here this day, like, oh, I spoke to this person this day, and he's like so proud and whatever. But I was the worst. I was the worst child amongst my siblings, like stubborn, like if I wanted something, I must get it. Like I was a menace, so like honestly, like I was just very, very, very bad, like very terrible as a human being, like as a child. And I'm conscious about that. And like now, obviously, like he's so proud, he's so whatever. But I'm sure like at that point, it was like, can I disown this boy?
I guess my cousin has a child like that. Her first son, but something else, something else completely. They always calm down when they grow up, but I beg, can we just keep to the good parts?
Yeah. More
Your
children are
that
also
you-
expensive.
What did you say?
Right. Like another thing that is like a question that obviously has to be had is the fact that like kids are expensive. They're getting more expensive the more we go on. Like in terms of like needs and in
Mm-hmm.
terms of like social community. Like we should not be whining ourselves. The privilege that our parents, why could our parents even like afford to give birth to as many people? I grew up with my aunties in my house, like three of them. Like it was
Yeah.
such a big compound. Like I grew up with them. Which auntie? Like which of my sisters is going to be with me? There's no auntie. There's no nothing.
Right? Oh my god, do you know that that is something? Because like like now that there's this whole, everybody's like, live like now. Two of my siblings live outside the country, and like my brother's wife literally gave birth like December, and like they're just taking care of the child alone. But then, like, how many people grew up? So many people grew up with us. So many people grew up with us that they were just helping. My mom was saying that so many people carried me in the house. Like, but now it's different though. So we have to just be ready. Like the generation is literally changing in our eyes before
Mm.
us.
I'll have to
Before
be
us.
pragmatic. Also, school fees. School fees is increasing. Pampers is not cheap. Like I mean, obviously, I think we'll get to a point in life that this like money won't be a problem at all. But like that's today. Somebody will come to me and be like, "Oh, let's have kids." I beg, bruh, I gotta sit down.
Ah, Musa, I'm so curious to see the person you eventually get married to.
Like,
I've never seen relationship or anything like, oh, Musa has a crush or something. Like, are you straight though?
Jesus Christ.
No,
Like,
like I'm
get,
like in this recent life now, like people can just be. So I
I
want
was
to know.
actually in a relationship. I don't know how you don't know.
Ha.
Like it was short last year. Like we broke up this year. Like it wasn't
Oh,
a long relationship, but yeah, it just showed me more of myself and showed me like kind of like the kind of things I really want at the end of
mm,
the day. I actually came to the conclusion that almost like last if like we do bachelor's life to the core, like I came to the conclusion I'm fine with that. Like relationship is nice. No, like relationship is nice, but it's like there are just certain things that I'm so particular about in the sense of like in seeing in people's life. Like I'm not talking about like my partner. Like I'm talking about
yeah,
like what I intend to do like in life. I'm
yeah.
like certain things really cannot just gel,
Mm,
honestly. Like how do I can't start explaining to somebody certain things I'm trying to do because it will actually look weird and it will look inconsiderate. So the best thing is like Apostle Paul bruh, like that's such an option. Like I don't know. Like we still wait and say I'm still very young. I don't know yet, but
I think it is either that, which is completely fine, or I know that there's literally somebody out there saying the same thing. Like, like with relationships, like you a lot of people are very particular, and like you just have to find that person that's just going to match that puzzle. Is either that or nothing. And God being faithful, He knows too that you have that one person. It doesn't even have to be one
I don't
person. Can
believe in that one person stuff.
what did you say?
I don't believe in the one person stuff.
No,
That's
that's
my
what I'm saying.
point.
It doesn't have to, but it can just be like
Yeah.
that personality or something. Just that person looking for the same thing that you're looking for, basically. And there are plenty out there. Oh well.
Hopefully.
Till then,
Yeah, it's
we
either I just grind, guy, or I just in my blood. If you check now, work is like 80%.
hey that was nice. So that was nice.
Okay. Maybe this time for real, we're going to cut this podcast. Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll continue like on chats. Definitely, like let's make it unofficial. I think
Yeah.
like we should actually like people should just do like personal life, call up people random and just chat with them. Honestly, like
True that. True
you actually
that.
grow apart if you don't
Yeah,
communicate.
exactly.
It's cool. Take care of yourself for now.
Those of you listening to this podcast, do better with your friends, because you
Wait, are
just
you
see.
doing well with your friends? You?
No, like I'm talking to myself too, because like you just see people slipping away, like, and you're like, when did this person get married? Well, yeah, let's all do better with our friendships. It's hard to keep up, sure, but like let's also understand that people are going through things with their own lives too. But whenever someone says hi, say hi back, and don't know what to happen from
Wana,
there.
somebody will tell you hi this week and you will not reply.
Hey, hey. Friends. We all know our friends. So there's that.
Categorization is becoming clearer now.
Yeah. So we also need to be wary of and know who our friends are. Before you think somebody's your friend and they're not your friend. That's
More.
just
I don't know who that jab was for, but I hope the person
no,
got
it's
it.
not for anybody. It's just like it has happened to me now. Like, like you think you have a relationship with somebody, but it's not the same from their end, and it's fine. So yeah. But check up on your friends so that you know the one that is really your friend. What am I saying? God, I'm big. Bye bye, Musa.
Take care. Have a nice day.
Bye. You too.
Thanks, oh, thanks. I really enjoyed this.
I did as well.
Au revoir.
Bye.